Reading is a very complex skill. It's sort of like how a car works with lots of different components. If any one component in your car is not working, chances are that the car will not run, or at least it will not run well. In the same way, if any of the critical components of reading are not working well, your overall reading skill will be diminished, weakened. If more than one or several or all components of reading are weak, you might really be experiencing some significant reading difficulty. Now, if your reading skills are strong, I'd just like to say that you can always improve your skills. So this material is for you too. So what are the 5 components of reading? As I go through them, start thinking about where you might be weak, or you might be strong, or maybe somewhere in the middle. The first component of reading is phonemic awareness. This term refers to the brain's ability to break words into their individual sound parts and to be able to think about or do something with those sound parts. For example, if I ask you to name and count the sounds in the word school, school, and you say s, k, oo, ol, and that's 4 sounds, you would be right. Those are the 4 sounds in school. Then if I ask you to replace the ol sound with a p, the new word would be s, k, oo, p, or scoop. That's a phonemic awareness task. Now, this is just one example of many kinds of phonemic awareness tasks, and you will get to see and try for yourself some of these various tasks in one of the next videos. Now, phonemic awareness is critical for learning phonics skills, which is the second component of reading. So let's go to phonics now. So phonics, or word study. When we say such things as the letter P says P or the letter T says T, that's phonics. So phonics is the coding system that we use for sounds in our language. We use letters and various letter combinations as codes for the sounds in words. The English phonics system, or spelling system, I guess you could say, is very complicated. So even if you have strong phonemic awareness skills, you might still and you might not have had good phonics instruction in school. If you have trouble sounding out a word that you can't read instantly, some work in phonics might help. I find that a lot of adult students can particularly benefit from phonics skills that apply to long, multisyllable words. You know how those long, fancy words can sometimes be difficult to sound out. So what I mean by word study is we're talking about spelling patterns, prefixes and suffixes, and other little word parts that are called inflectional endings. All the little pieces and patterns and rules that go into our English spelling system. So the more you know about that, the easier it is to spell and to read. The next component is fluency. Fluency really means 3 things. It means you can read the words on a page accurately, but also quickly. And by quickly, I don't mean too fast, because good reading doesn't mean that you read super, super fast, but it means that you can read at an appropriate speed. But also, an important component of fluency is being able to read with good expression. So even if you have super phonemic awareness abilities and you have excellent phonics skills, you still might not be a fluent reader. and that means that your reading can be in trouble. That speed aspect of fluency is really important. Fluent readers have a huge bank of words that they can recognize instantly by sight. So sometimes working on fluency means you're working on building up that sight word bank. Okay, so let's move on to vocabulary. Vocabulary refers to the meanings of words. For instance, if you can read this word, parsimony, in a text, you still might not know what the word means. So what we're talking about with vocabulary is not just being able to read a word, but to know what it means. So if you don't know what it means, one way that you deal with that is by looking up the meaning in a dictionary and hoping that the dictionary can help you out there. So most people in adult literacy classes need lots and lots of vocabulary work. English is a huge language, and there are many words used in texts that we don't use in our everyday conversations with each other. You expand your vocabulary through reading and learning the meanings of unknown words. Reading comprehension is the fifth component of our list, and it ties it all together. You have to be able to read the words in a text and understand what the words mean, but you have to also be able to understand many different levels of meaning when you read. For example, what is the main idea of a passage? Can you summarize the main idea? When an author creates a character in a story, how does he do that? How does he get across the realness of a character? Those are some examples. And think about this. Do the words in a text just go into your head and immediately out without your being able to hold on to what you read? Do you ever have that sensation when you read? So reading comprehension skills can help with this being able to understand not just surface meaning in what you read, but also a deeper level of meaning in what you read, and also to be able to hold on to what you read.